So are you ready to dive deep?
I am.
Because we're going back to 2021, a landmark year for BL dramas. You've sent us your watch list, and it's clear you're looking for more than just fluffy romance. You want the good, the great, and yes, even the shows that had us all wondering, like, what were they thinking?
Exactly. 2021.
Yeah.
It was a year of incredible highs and some
Oh, yeah.
head-scratching lows. But
Well, sure.
what's interesting is how it really pushed the boundaries of what BL could be.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with the shows that redefined must-watch in 2021. The ones that weren't just popular, but actually, like, sparked conversations and left a mark on the genre. A Tale of Thousand Stars, for example. This wasn't just a pretty love story set against a picturesque backdrop.
Right.
It
It went deeper.
It did.
It went deeper by using that unique premise, that near-death experience leading to love, to explore these themes of self-discovery. We see the protagonist grappling with his privilege, his purpose, and ultimately finding love in the most unexpected place.
It's amazing how a show can be both heartwarming and thought-provoking.
Right.
Bad Buddy. This one practically broke the internet when it premiered.
It did.
What do you think catapulted it to BL royalty status?
You know, I think Bad Buddy so brilliantly blends humor and heart, but what elevates it is how it subverts those classic BL tropes.
Okay.
Take the feuding families trope.
Right.
Instead of just using it for surface-level conflict, Bad Buddy uses it to comment on societal expectations and the pressure to conform.
And the chemistry between the leads.
Oh my God.
Off the chart.
The best.
They had us hooked from that very first mischievous glance.
Yes.
Now let's talk about a show that really threw the rule book out the window. Not me. This wasn't your typical romance?
Not at all. Not me. Just dove headfirst into social justice issues, weaving a thriller narrative that kept viewers on the edge of their seats.
Wow.
The raw intensity of the performances, especially from Off Jumple, added this layer of emotional depth we rarely see in the genre. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a call to action.
Absolutely. Not Me proved that BL dramas could tackle those complex societal issues without shying away from difficult conversations.
Yes.
But as we know, not every show can be a masterpiece.
Right.
That brings us to some honorable mentions.
Okay.
These shows have their moments, but also some caveats. Call it what you want, for instance. What a Slow Burn.
Oh, it really tested the audience's patience, but that very deliberate pacing allowed for a deeply intimate exploration of the characters' desires and vulnerabilities. What's so fascinating is how it tackled the darker side of the BL industry, particularly the exploitation that can occur behind the scenes.
Right. It sparked a lot of debate about the responsibility of creators and the importance of ethical representation. Now, Hidden Love, talk about a unique premise. Who knew ghosts and romance could be such a captivating mix?
Hidden Love demonstrated how genre bending can be done right. It had this whimsical, almost fairy tale-like quality, yet the romance felt grounded and believable. The setting, an antique shop filled with forgotten stories, heightened the sense of nostalgia and longing.
It really captured the magic of connecting with someone who sees beyond your surface.
Yes.
Now, you know we have to address the elephant in the room.
Sure.
Those 2021 BL dramas that missed the mark, the ones that had us all wondering what could have been.
Ah, yes. Sometimes even the most promising premises fall flat in execution.
Baker Boys is a perfect example. The source material, the Japanese manga, was beloved. But the adaptation.
It struggled to capture the charm and nuance of the original. The pacing felt off, the storylines were muddled, and even that charming cast couldn't salvage it.
Wow.
It's a reminder that adaptation is an art form, and it's not always successful.
A hard lesson learned. And then we have Bite Me. Visually stunning, but
Ultimately, it lacked flavor. The culinary backdrop had so much potential for sizzling chemistry and passionate encounters, but the story felt bland and predictable.
yeah. And finally, the sequel that left many fans disappointed. Gen Y2. What happened there?
Sometimes sequels suffer from trying to recapture the magic of the original without adding anything new. Gen Y2 felt repetitive, the characters felt stagnant, and the overall plot lacked direction.
It's a shame, especially when a first season captures the hearts of so many viewers. But 2021 wasn't all about big-budget productions and sequels. There were some hidden gems, diamonds in the rough that deserve a mention.
Yes.
And this year, that honor goes to.
Hometown's Embrace. This one is a wild card.
You could say that again.
It's a rural action romance
Wow.
with gangsters,
So-
over-the-top fight scenes,
Wow.
and in a love story that's so absurd it circles back to being endearing.
It's like the creator said, we're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. But what's interesting is how Hometown's Embrace, despite its flaws, manages to capture the heart of storytelling.
Exactly. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected stories can surprise us with their charm and sincerity.
Hometown's Embrace is definitely a testament to the power of taking risks, even if they don't always pay off in the traditional sense. So we've covered a lot of ground here, the groundbreaking, the disappointing, and the surprisingly delightful.
We have.
But what can we learn from 2021 as a whole?
That's the question, isn't it? What trends emerged? What did audiences respond to? And what does it mean for the future of BL dramas? 21 felt like a turning point.
It did.
We saw this surge in shows like Not Me and Call It What You Want that weren't afraid to tackle social issues.
Yeah.
Blurring the lines between entertainment and commentary.
Right. It's like BL dramas were finally saying, we can be fun and flirty, but we can also be a platform for important conversations.
Yes.
Do you think that's a trend we'll see more of in the future?
I think it's more than a trend. It's a natural evolution.
Okay.
As the BL genre gains more visibility, it's only natural that it would reflect the complexities of the world we live in.
Right.
And audiences are clearly hungry for stories that resonate on a deeper level.
Yeah, it's definitely not your older siblings' BL anymore.
No.
We're seeing more diverse characters, more nuanced relationships, and more sophisticated storytelling overall.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the technical advancements.
Oh, yeah, true.
The production value of some of these 2021 shows was on par with big budget films.
Wow.
The cinematography in A Tale of Thousand Stars was breathtaking,
Yeah.
capturing the beauty of rural Thailand in a way we hadn't really seen before.
It definitely added to the emotional impact of the story.
It did.
And speaking of emotional impact, the acting in 2021 was top-notch.
Oh, yeah.
Off Jumpel's performance in Not Me was a revelation so raw and emotionally charged.
He brought a new level of intensity to the role.
He did.
It's clear that BL is attracting some serious talent both in front of and behind the camera.
And that's exciting. It means that the genre is being taken seriously as an art form.
Yes.
It's not just about the romance anymore, it's about pushing boundaries and exploring the full spectrum of human experience.
Precisely. And that's reflected in the variety of stories we saw in 2021.
Yes.
From the supernatural romance of Hidden Love to the gritty realism of Not Me, there was something for everyone.
Which brings us back to you, our listener.
Yes.
We've given you a taste of the good, the bad, and the utterly bizarre from 2021 BL dramas.
We have.
But ultimately, the best way to experience this evolution is to dive in yourself.
Don't be afraid to explore different subgenres, different directors, different styles of storytelling.
Right.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
And that's the beauty of a deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about giving you all the answers,
Right.
but rather sparking your curiosity
Yeah.
and encouraging you to explore further.
I think of this as a starting point.
Okay.
A jumping off point for your own BL adventures.
So as we wrap up our exploration of 2021, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
If 2021 was a year of breaking boundaries and pushing limits, what does that mean for the future of BL?
Yes.
What kind of stories will we see in the years to come?
Will we see even more diversity and representation, more experimentation with genre, more stories that challenge us to think differently about love, relationships, and identity?
It's an exciting time to be a BL fan. It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly special.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Even with all the advancements we've talked about,
Mm-hmm.
the heart of BL remains the same.
It's about connection. It's
Yeah.
about seeing yourself reflected in stories that celebrate love in all its forms. And it's about finding community in a world that can often feel isolating.
So beautifully put. And that's ultimately what we hope you take away from this deep dive. A sense of wonder, a desire to explore, and a deeper appreciation for the power of BL storytelling.
Because these stories matter. They have the power to change hearts, open minds, and spark conversations that need to be had.
And who knows? Maybe you'll be inspired to create your own BL masterpiece someday. But for now, we encourage you to keep watching, keep exploring, and keep the conversation going.
Because the world of BL is vast and ever-evolving, and there's always something new to discover.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought.
Uh-huh.
What will your BL deep dive look like?
Yes.
What's